Hey folks, here to talk to you today a little bit about can lag affect TERA? It's a question that's been brought up recently by a lot of people. This controversial game coming out with this action combat and skimpy outfits and so many other things. But the question has been brought up largely by PvP players. Is lag going to have effect on your gameplay? Now, let's look at a couple things first. I want to look at you and ask you, what type of lag exists out there? If you think about it, there are three types of lag that we are generally used to talking about. One is graphical lag. This is not my worry, not my concern. Nothing the developers can really do. Get a better system. The other two lags, though, are server lag and then player lag. Server lag is the all redundant. There are too many people around. The server's getting stressed. It can't handle it. This lag is something that the developers really have to try to minimize as much as possible on their own. Alright, so it's not something we can really deal with. We don't want it to exist. That can be game breaking. It's usually severe, but it's something everyone experiences at the same time when it's happening. It's not individual case by case things. Usually is very obvious, comes about. There's leaks with it that usually goes with the graphical lag, but then there's just a server stress of too many people in one area at one time, and they can deal with that by editing their code, maybe refining it, making it better, adding more servers. Those type of things can all solve that issue. Then there is player lag. Player lag, which can be severe, up here in the high area, severe, or it can be down here and have the minimal lag, but can still cause issues. So that's what we're going to look at today, is the server lag and the player lag. And I want to start off with your typical tab target MMORPG. This is your WoW, your Rift, and your SWTOR that are out there right now. These MMORPGs can have the server lag in it, which can be very annoying. Recent examples deal with Ilum over there on SWTOR. This server lag is a pain, making it hard, but everyone deals with the exact same issue, and everyone's getting that slow, choppy frame rate feeling for it, or freeze for a few seconds, and then move really fast. Those type of issues we got going on there. Then there is player lag in these games. Now, player lag usually deals with the person's own upload or download rate, and is typically seen on your end if you're not having the lag. See, it makes a little sense here. Let me fix it up for you. If you're the player that's having the lag, you sometimes don't notice it. You're going about, you see everything fine, you're moving around, you're playing, and then the person on the other end is watching you, and they see you over here. And then 1 second later, or a few seconds later, you're here, you're running, boom, you're over here. And they're really confused. But here's the deal. In tab target MMORPGs, the tab target feature helps eliminate this problem so much. First, you're automatically targeted on the person. You don't have to worry about this aiming. You don't have to worry about always facing the same direction. Some skills you do, I understand. Don't argue with me about that. But a lot of times, it's not going to be that big of an issue. You have abilities that are queued, or you can click there spamming them, click, 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 repeatedly until it fires off. Hallelujah. Not as big of an issue as it is seen. But then let's roll on over here to precision combat, or the action combat of TERA, which is very precision based. Very much where you are better be where you are, because that's where I'm swinging. Or it better be where my swing is going. You want to focus it. You're not hit. You don't have no tab target. You don't got some reticule over the character that's locked onto them so that when you swing your weapon or whatever, it hits them. No. You have simply what you see and where you aim. And that's going to be a large effect. All right? So we want to make sure we focus on here, because this is precision combat. So what does that mean for server lag? Well, it means the same thing as tab target in server lag. Everyone experiences, everyone's feeling choppy. It's annoyance for everyone. Devs, you got to do something about that. Is that existent in TERA? I didn't really notice server lag, to be honest with you. Will I? Maybe. We'll see. We're going to get into this next beta test and get a bunch of high PvP combat going on, so we'll see. But the real question here is player lag in TERA. How much of an effect does player lag have? And sadly, I think it has a much larger effect. And your tab target, I said your target, it doesn't matter as much, and here it does. To begin with, if you're basing everything on the precision of where that person is and where you think they're going to be, and you see them swinging in an opposite direction and hitting you, you're going to start to question it. Then you go about it and you start seeing the person, they're over here. They're 15 meters away from you. You're a ranged character. I'm going to fire at you. Boom, boom. Why am I not doing any damage? Boom, you're knocked on your back. What's going on? They're behind you. How'd they get there? You don't know, because they were off in this direction, swinging off randomly nowhere near you, and then suddenly they're behind you. This can be a very large annoyance in precision-based combat. And that is the problem that we're going to run into in TERA. We're going to run into the area that if a person has lag, what do you do about it? And the question may be, okay, it's not going to happen all the time. We don't need to deal with it. It can be an individual basis. It sucks sometimes. Yes, I understand. But let me ask you this question. For those of you who are looking to TERA, your guild is fighting to have reign over a territory and your guild leader to be Vanarch. You're in a combat system. You're out there in that arena. You're going into that fight. Suddenly lag ensues and your opponent has lag and gets behind you. Boom. Takes you out. Gets the advantage. Wins the fight. Now, who are you going to go crying to? This is where the problem is going to be. How do we solve an issue like that? How do we prevent it from causing a problem? En Masse, Bluehole Studios, whoever. What do we do to prevent such issues as that? That is the question to ask yourself. Now, many of you have gone and said, oh, this exists in FPS combat as well. It's out there. It's not a big deal. They deal with it. We can deal with it too. I've got news for you. FPS combat has two things to combat this that TERA cannot have. One is low latency ping servers. Hello. Private servers, large thing in FPS. If it doesn't have private servers, it usually has tons of different servers that the developers of the game have created. But when you go on there, you're looking for what server has ping. Usually the one that's closest to you. I'm here in Kentucky. I'm looking at places that are very close to me. Usually St. Louis has servers and areas like that. I choose the ones that have low ping. Anywhere from 20 ping to 90 ping I can usually deal with. I can play with, fine, not have as much of a problem on. This is the first step that they take. People want to play on their low ping servers, and they do. The second step is even something that TERA cannot do, especially cannot do, and that is to kick high latency players. We have these private servers, or even if they're not privately owned, they usually have a latency limit on it, a ping limit. If your ping hits 200, boom, you're kicked out. If your ping's high and the admin doesn't like it, boom, you're kicked out. Good luck coming back, and you come back repeatedly with high ping, they eventually put you on a ban list. This is what happens to help protect FPS servers from this lag issue that occurs. This is what helps prevent it. Can TERA do this? No, it can't. So, that is why this whole FPS argument is dumb. It's not worth it for you all to try to argue, because it is not related to this whole system. So, take your mind, think about that. That's TERA lag in a nutshell for you. Take a moment on my website here. You can check me out at justingaming.com. I've got a full article written about this, basically the same thing I said. This is the video format for you. Or you can follow me on Twitter at JKKennedy. And it's supposed to be 26, supposed to be a 26 after that, sorry. Right there, it's right here, JK Kennedy 26. I gotta really change that. Did that last time too. So, follow me those places. Yes, before you hate on me, I have pre-ordered TERA. In fact, I pre-ordered the physical collector's edition copy, and I plan to play it. Action Combat has gripped me. I want to play it. But I'm going to have an issue with latency in gaming if it comes across. Will PvP survive with the whole latency issue? Let's find out in this upcoming closed beta test 2 of TERA, where I will be live streaming it. Not this weekend where I'm at right now, but the next weekend it will be up. So follow me on those channels and you will see me, and have a good day.